These are just some representative species of bivalvia with the two valves or clam or shells, I'm sorry. Now they live in marine environments mainly, like the octopus, squid, and cuttlefish. There are some freshwater species, especially of bivalves, like mussels, and of course gastropods can be found in freshwater as well. And you have your terrestrial species, your snails and slugs. They are triploblastic protostomes with bilateral symmetry, and their body cavity is a blood-filled hemocoel. So they are true coelomates. Um, the body is divided into the head, where the eyes and tentacles are, to a muscular foot, and a visceral mass that houses the organs. Um, their development is going to pass through one or two trochophore stages, because they'll have these marine larvae that have several bands of cilia. So there is a close relationship between the mollusk and the annelids. They don't have body segmentation. They're very distinct from other animals. They have three distinct body zones. They have the head, foot, where they have sensory and motor organs. They have the visceral mass, which has their organs of digestion, excretion, and reproduction that are very well developed. And they have the mantle, which is a specialized tissue that forms from folds of their dorsal body wall, and it hangs over the visceral mass, and it is responsible for secreting the shell, if they have a shell. There's a mantle cavity, which is the space between the mantle and the visceral mass, where you have the gills. And the digestive and the excretory and the reproductive systems will discharge into that mantle cavity. And you can see there, the mantle is in purple, and the visceral mass, that's all the organs underneath it that you see. And you can see the radula in their mouth, that tooth tongue that they use for scraping. Now, cuttlefish have a siphon, and water goes into the mantle cavity, it bathes over the gills, and then it's expelled through that siphon. And when it's being hunted, or it's hunting, it can contract its mantle cavity and squirt out a sudden jet of water. And they don't have an external shell, so their mantle is very flexible. Now, they often have a tongue that has teeth on it. It's called the radula. It's mainly composed of chitin, which is a hard protein. And they use it to scrape off algae and also to get the materials the food to go backwards into their digestive tract. And they can use them for combat if they happen to be in that type of situation. Their shell is their external support, and then they use water pressure to support their soft bodies. Locomotion varies a lot. depends on that foot that they have. The herbivores are going to glide more, but the carnivorous forms, like the cephalopods, can use the jet propulsion. You saw the cuttlefish, it has the undulating lateral fins. And then bivalves, they have that foot that they use for burrowing that we saw in the video.